Greetings, greetings, people of Earth. Hello, the initiated. My name is Marcus Jonikala, and today in this video, in this stream, we're going to be demoing / reviewing another sample library by Circles Drum Samples. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into the browser here, take you with me. Hopefully that is working as intended. So I'm on the Circles Drum Samples site, and as you can see here, Dead 1975 is what's the word presented here, for the lack of a better word. So I've demoed quite a few of their libraries before, and I was sent this library by Circles Drum Samples for transparency's sake, but I haven't been asked to say anything. I haven't been paid anything. They just sent me this library to check out, and previously they've just wanted me to share my thoughts and make a video of that. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've demoed Dead 1 and Dead 2. So instead of going for Dead 3, they skipped 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth, and went straight to 1975, which obviously is a year. So you've got drums from the 70s. Now they've done a great job on the presentation, and the demo video, the trailer video is amazing. What I do love about their site is that you can listen to so much of what's actually included. Here you have some tech specs and stuff like that. Some good bundle deals. Obviously, if you're now watching, there is a Black Friday sale, so you get these even cheaper. But yeah, this is a good place to go and check out individual samples and loops and stuff yourself. So great job on that one. As you can see, this is not, I'm going to be reviewing this in Kontakt, so you have to have the full version. Kontakt Player is not enough for this, and they have kind of simple presets that you can open up in all of these samplers or these pieces of software. So I think that's enough for the website. But yeah, I think they do a great job with the resources here. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna go to my new DAW of choice. I haven't been streaming in a while, so I'm kind of like trying to get my bearings here. So taking you with me to the main view, the desktop view. I'm actually gonna grab my water because which, by the way, I have none of here, or very little. All this demoing is making me thirsty. So we're in Studio One. I'm in Kontakt. As you can see here, I've got my my Circles Drum Samples folder going to Dead 1975, and this opens up a few options here, and you go to the presets. I'm going to choose Kontakt because that's what I'm in. And what you're going to see here is 4 preset kits. Now, this is quite distinctively different from what they did before, because with a lot of these other libraries like, I don't know, Dead and Garage, Drum Room, they had a lot of different presets, quite different from one another, but a huge like selection of those. And they've really cut it down here for this one. And maybe that's good, because a lot of the previous presets were sort of, they took the same samples, but they combined them in different ways. And, you know, whether that's good or not depends on your needs. But personally, I'm kind of pleased, or at least interested in seeing these being kind of cut down and simplified. So as you open these up, you're just going to see this kind of bare bones, simple Kontakt sample setting, I guess, for the lack of a better word. So there's not going to be any kind of fancy interfaces here, just, you know, in my estimation, great samples. And then through these presets, you can play these. So I'm going to just start testing stuff. You're going to hear these on their own. There's nothing added on these, except I do have a limiter on my master bus just to keep the level somewhat decent for this stream or this video. So that's just the Plugin Alliance BX limiter there, raising up the level. But everything else is just as you hear it from here, so nothing added. I've only played this first kit for a few minutes just to make sure my levels were somewhat decent for the video, but other than that, this is a completely blind review from my part, so you're gonna get my authentic reaction. So that's kind of the tighter snare. I'm gonna try the other one. So let's go through the layout here a bit. Obviously in Contact, you're gonna see this blue area, which represents the keys that have samples. So I'm just gonna go through them a bit so that you can hear the Bad Jack kit. Okay, so that's the layout. One thing that I noticed, which I wished that it had at least an option for, is you have this great sample for this crash grab or mute. And what some other sample libraries do is when you play a crash, preferably of the same sample, when you if you play the muted crash afterwards, it would mute the original crash, but that doesn't happen here. So you can hear the crash ring out, and maybe that's what you want, and fair enough. If it's a different crash, that is what would happen. But I generally like when my crash gets muted for that. But this is a great sounding kit. I'm personally a huge fan of dead samples, and I think what Circles is tapping into is a very asked for thing. Because for years I've always been wondering, why do these samples have so much reverb? And yes, you can turn it off, but the samples themselves might have very, very a lot of room, ambience in them, even if they were relatively quiet. So this for me is really tapping into something I personally look for, and I think they're doing a brilliant job at creating these dead themed libraries as well, because I'm a huge fan of texture and intimacy, and those kind of things really require your audio sources to be very upfront and very controlled. So I'm a huge fan of this. This sounded great on its own, and now I already take it for granted because I played with this preset a bit. But I'm going to jump into the next one, which is called Blunt Crank Kit. That's it. I mean, this is sounding great, but that ride, these cymbals have a tremendous presence to them. Brilliant imaging. The cymbals image really nicely. Obviously, what you're going to hear is that there isn't a tremendous amount of dynamics. I think if I read correctly, it was 3 levels, like quiet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mixing this up. I think there's more for this library. I think the low library has like not that many, but still, it's not a tremendous amount of dynamics here. So yeah, you don't have like a massive range for that. But what I, in the previous libraries, I felt like that made me want more of it in a way. But for this one, I think they sound far more mature. Like I'm not left feeling like I'm not getting enough control, and that's kind of a testament to how refined the sounds are, because you're not left wanting more. So they have a nice balance, and there is definitely dynamics there, but it's just kind of the scope of it isn't so massive. And also in the defense of the sample style, I'm not sure how far you could even pull the kind of dynamic aspect of it. But yeah, I mean, that's sounding great again. Okay, on to the next preset selection, Bump Smut Kit. I do have to give props to their naming style, because these are very much in the same style than the previous libraries, and these are fun, and in a way, not even in a way, they are actually quite descriptive of what's happening, and they're fun. Fun is always good. So Bump Smut Kit here. So these two samples seem to be the same. I do like having additional keys to have access to the same sample, because that allows me, as a drummer who plays drums often through keyboards, to do things in the way that I would actually do them with my hands. So I don't enjoy programming drums in a MIDI editor. I actually want to play in my drums. So here, since we have these kind of doubled, I can actually play in like faster stuff like. So that's a lot of fun for me as an actual drummer. So I would love to see more of that, like an option. I'm sure you can do this in Kontakt yourself, but I'm not very Kontakt, tech savvy. So it would be nice to have like doubles here so that you could actually, play like, double bass drum fast, or snares fast, or whatever else. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. I think some of the kind of the Abbey Road stuff or the general drum range from Native Instruments, I think those layouts are quite kind of smart and clever, and they have some of those doubles, which I think is quite good. Yeah, let's test this a bit further. I love that hi-hat. Do you hear that imaging? It's insanely beautiful. And like has that, oftentimes like the problem for me with cymbals is that they're just too up front. And I love when cymbals are tracked in a beautiful way, which gives you that image and that presence, but they don't push themselves onto the mix too much, because often they take, sonic real estate. So I can hear that these they have a big sound and a very, but they're not gonna drown my my actual space in a mix. So that's kind of an interesting sample. So this is kind of what generally is the open hi-hat sound. And that's kind of like, sounds like it's kind of sizzling or rattling on its own. I'd love to know what hi-hat that is, or what, brand of cymbals that is, because that's stunning. Again, that ride goes into the same category. Lovely cymbal work. And that's actually something that is a major, I think, improvement compared to some of the other cymbal samples from the previous libraries, because they were at times really great, but some of them were kind of like lacking, and I was left feeling like I'm probably going to pull it from somewhere else. But these sound great. So that was Bump Smut. And next up, and lastly for this Kontakt preset, Euro Tree Kit. Okay, so this is way more resonant compared to the other ones. So you have kind of two slightly different tones. This one is kind of snappier, more kind of rim involved, and the other one is kind of fatter, less rim. Yeah, that's nice. That is fat. That is full. That's nice. It's hard to finger, but the cymbals on this one are stunning. I mean, that's like I think that's a huge improvement. Like the ones in the previous ones I've tried, they were never bad, but they were kind of, I was left feeling a bit like they were one-dimensional. So that's a stunning set of cymbals. That's brilliant work. Yeah, not much more to it. I think the sounds really speak for themselves. So I just want to give you my 2 cents and also give you a chance to listen to some of these brilliant samples, because unfortunately they do not have a lot of people out there making demos and reviews. So I'm really happy to be able to do that. And yeah, thanks for Circles Drum Samples for sending me these, because these are going to be right down my alley for kind of a singer-songwriter type of a project that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm not going to go through anything else in this demo, because you know, you will be loading the same samples for these different other samplers, pieces of software. You can obviously, you know, take the one shots as well here, so they're just WAV files. So for those of you who like building your drums like that, that's possible. And yeah, I am actually a fan of what they've done here. It's kind of, they kind of condense the sounds into fewer presets, because some of these other ones have so many so many combos that it's kind of hard to track. But yeah, big thumbs up from me. This is sounding great. And what I love about Circles is that they seem to be getting better with every release. So definitely kind of I wouldn't say a hidden gem, because a lot of people do know about them right now, but definitely worth checking out, and very actually reasonably priced, especially during the sale. I think it's a no-brainer, but that's really up to you and whether you think they serve your musical aims. So obviously you have the, sorry, not the samples folder, but the loops folder. So these seem to be categorized based on the kit types as well. So I'm not going to go through the loops because I'm not a loop guy, but hopefully those presets demonstrated the tones sufficiently enough. So that's actually it. I don't have much else for this for this video. Hopefully that was useful. Let me know if so or if not. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. Go check them out if you're into that, and hopefully there was some utility in this. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next time, and stay safe out there. Stay dangerous. I don't know what I'm doing. Finished.